Well, last year the talk was about how strong the backfield was heading into the year. No one's mentioned the running backs yet. Is running the ball something you're going to emphasize in spring ball?
Yeah, we always emphasize that, and there's going to be added emphasis on it. Like I said, I like our running back position. I think Rex has had a great offseason, Burkhead, and Roy's feeling good. He's feeling healthy. He's had a good winter, and Dontravius he's up to about 235. Austin Jones has had a good offseason. I mean, you're talking about 4 pretty quality backs. I hope I'm not missing any. Collins Okafor has had a good offseason, as has Lester Ward. That's 6 guys right there that are going to be getting reps. And the fullback position, now you're going to take the red shirt off of C.J. Zimmer and move him in there to compete with Legate and Mike Hayes. And Ryan Hill's going to move back and play a little more fullback. And you're just looking at greater depth at both the tailback and fullback positions, and you add that to the depth on the offensive line, and I think that'll equate to, in the end, a chance to be a better running team.
This team took some big strides after winter conditioning last year. Have you seen the same kind of gains this year?
Tremendous. I mean, like I said, James Dobson, I wouldn't trade anybody for him. I think he's done a tremendous job, he and his staff, and I like where our football team is right now. I like what we accomplished through the winter, from January through March, and it set us up to have a good spring. I think we're in good position right now to make best use of these 15 practices.
Have you been surprised by the fact that you have been able to establish depth in what really is kind of a quick time? People won't expect that within 4 years of somebody taking over. But like you talked about, secondary, the offensive line in the backfield. Are you surprised how you managed to establish that?
Well, I think there's I like the way we've recruited. I think it's, time will tell. I like on the surface where we are. We'll find out. Still, there's still some, I like, you still do. There's still a lot to find out about a number of these guys. But on the surface, I like where we are. I'll be able to talk about more about that, after spring as we head into the fall and, once we get into fall camp. But I like what we're set up to be able to do, and I really believe the walk-on programs helped us. Bringing in the amount of walk-ons that we've had, and I believe there are a number of those guys that provide depth and have a chance to be really good players for us, and increase our depth and increase our numbers where we can practice a certain way. You can't do multiple teams and do a lot of repetitions if you don't have numbers in a lot of spots, and we didn't have those numbers before because they just weren't there. And now over a couple years now, we were able to increase those numbers, and it kind of changes how you can practice and the amount of reps you can give to guys. Like, you can't rep for instance, let's say you're deep at the defensive back position, you can't rep all those guys if you don't have all the offensive linemen, defensive linemen to put up in there and have reps in those areas. And now we're a little bit more equipped to be able to practice that way, and I think in the end, hopefully it'll make us a better football team.
Well, you had a chance to talk to Kurt Tomasevich. Did you get a chance to see his race? Did you hold his gold medal? What did you say to him?
I did all of the above, and I'm real proud of Kurt. And he was a special young man when I was here the first time. I had a chance to coach him, and it doesn't surprise me what he was able to accomplish, and it's pretty special, obviously. And I was shocked at how heavy those gold medals were. It was pretty cool to hold one, and I know I'll never win one, but unless they make football a Olympic sport, I think we could win it. I'd like to be the coach of USA football. You guys put it out there. We wouldn't have much competition.
Who would you name an assistant?
Who's my assistant?
Yeah.
I don't know. We'd have to see. I'd take my staff, but if I had to pick another head coach, maybe I'd take Stoops, huh?
Hey, Bud, do you think it's tougher to go 12-0 in the regular season in football or 29-0 in basketball?
Say that again?
I think it's tougher to go 12-0 on the football field or 29-0 in the regular season of basketball.
Oh, I don't think either one's they're pretty tall task either way. Look at as great a year as Connie had. Through the regular season, she had that one hiccup at the end, and it's just hard. The more you win, the bigger that price goes on it, people start coming after you. That's why it was pretty special what the women's basketball team were able to accomplish. I mean, that's a special, pretty significant accomplishment to their regular season, and obviously hopefully they'll follow it up tonight with another win and take that next step. But I think everybody's proud of what they were able to accomplish.
How much have you kept up with Sue through, him going to Combine and just going around with all these NFL teams? What has he relayed to you about what that's been like?
I think he's handled it. I have kept up with it. We talk fairly regularly, not as much as, not every day or anything like that, but we've kept up, as far as what he's been doing, and I think he's handled it exceptionally well. And it's kind of the way he handled the whole season and everything that went along with it. And he stays grounded. He stays very on track. He's a very focused young man, and I think he's. I don't know where he's going to get picked. I mean, I'm hearing a lot of different things, and I just find it hard to believe that he won't go high. I mean, very high. But crazier things have happened. But I know whoever gets him's pretty lucky.
Have you checked that in the...
He can come back if he wants.
Notice you don't have another 93 on the roster.
What's that?
You don't have another 93 on the roster.
Yeah, I know. I don't. I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you who's wearing what numbers these days. I don't know.
Bo, you seem to be uncharacteristically uncharacteristically upbeat about this team you got coming back. I mean, is this just a combination of just looking at the paper and how you guys finished the year?
Eric, I don't know. I'm excited. I like spring ball. I love the aspect of it. That gives you the opportunity to really develop your team and find out about how guys learn and to me this is where this is a big not a I don't read too much into it, but I think it really gives you a chance to take all that work they put in the winter and put it on the field and really start getting your guys developed and bringing guys, the redshirt kids, the incoming kids that are here, get them a chance to get them taught. And I really, as a coach, I believe it's a challenge, and it's one where you really have a chance to, take those baby steps. Obviously taking your guys that are veterans and taking them to the next level, but start that progress with those younger guys. And I enjoy that aspect of it. I think our staff does, and I think our team has a really great attitude right now going into it. I really like our football team in that, forget about the talent and expectations, all that other stuff. I like the way they go about their business. I like the way they work. I like their attitude. I like the leadership. I like the type of football players we have on this team and how they've come together. And I think our culture is starting to take hold, and that's exciting to me. You don't read about our guys for the wrong reasons in the paper, on ESPN, knock on wood. They represent this program the right way, and they're doing things in the classroom, in the workouts, in every aspect of their life here, doing things the right way right now, and that gets me excited about what we can do down in the future.
This is across the board, but especially on the offensive line. How do you balance having a really physical, competitive camp and keeping those guys healthy?
I think obviously you have there's certain things you can do to, certain aspects of it that you do to take care of each other when you can. But, in the end, it's a contact sport. And to me, that when guys are going 100 miles an hour and they're going after each other and they're not worried about it, and to me, when you get hurt is when sometimes freak things are going to happen. Certain things are going to happen in athletics. You're going to have some injuries at times. Hopefully that doesn't happen significantly. But I don't care whether it's a contact drill, a non-contact drill. When you're out there in athletics and these guys are as big and fast and talented and doing things, you can have injuries. But how much you hit and how physical you are, I don't think plays a lot of part into it. And you go after it, you play hard, you go in there and you try to do the best you can, and hopefully, God willing, everybody will come out of it healthy. But you can spend all the time you want trying to protect each other, and I don't want to have an injury here, an injury there. Most injuries happen are non-contact injuries anyway. So, I don't read a lot into that, and I think we practice smart, but in the end we need to be a hard high-effort, physical football team, and that's the way we're going to practice.